In 1989, a warehouse worker named Frank started putting $300 a month into one boring index fund. He never touched it, never sold in a crash, never chased a hot stock. He did one thing most investors ignore completely. He reinvested every single dividend the fund paid him instead of spending it. By the time he retired 35 years later, that decision alone was worth over $800,000 more than if he hadn't. Not from picking winners, not from timing the market, from dividends, the most boring, least talked about part of investing, and arguably the most powerful. This is the story of why dividend investing is the slow way to get rich that actually works, and the real math behind it. Frank wasn't a finance guy. He worked in a distribution warehouse outside Columbus, Ohio. In 1989, a co-worker told him about a mutual fund that tracked the S&P 500. Frank didn't know what that meant exactly. He just knew it was the market, and his co-worker said it went up over time. So Frank set up an automatic $300 a month. No lump sum, no windfall, just a payroll deduction he barely noticed. What Frank did right, without realizing it, was two things. One, he never stopped, even when the market dropped. In 2000, his account lost almost half its value. In 2008, it happened again. Frank didn't check his balance during either crash. He just kept contributing. Two, and this is the part almost nobody talks about, every quarter, when his fund paid out a dividend, a small cash payment from the profits of the companies inside it, Frank had it automatically reinvested into more shares instead of taking it as cash. That single setting on autopilot for 35 years is where almost all of the extra money came from. Here's the number that surprises most people the first time they hear it. Looking at S&P 500 returns from 1922 to 2022, a full century, the index's price alone, without any dividends, returned about 6.34% a year on average. With dividends reinvested, the return jumps to roughly 10.4% a year. That's not a small difference. Over a century, dividends have accounted for roughly 40% of the S&P 500's total return. 40%. Almost half of everything the stock market has ever earned, long-term investors didn't come from stock prices going up. It came from companies paying out a slice of their profits quarter after quarter, and investors plowing that cash back in. Most people who talk about the market only mean the price chart, the number that goes up and down on the news, but that's only 60% of the real story. The other 40% is quiet. It doesn't make headlines. It just compounds in the background, year after year, whether or not anyone's paying attention. That's exactly what happened to Frank. Let's put real numbers to it, the same way Frank's account actually would have grown. Say you invest $300 a month for 35 years, no lump sum, just the monthly contribution, same as Frank. If you only got the price return of the market, 6.34% annually, no dividends reinvested, you'd end up with approximately $462,000. That's already a solid outcome. Most people never save that much. But reinvest the dividends, and that same $300 a month over the same 35 years at the historical 10.4% return grows to approximately $1,263,000. Same contribution, same time frame, same underlying investment. The only difference is what happened to the dividend checks along the way. That's a gap of over $800,000 created entirely by one decision: reinvest, don't withdraw. This is why dividend investing gets called the slow way to get rich. There's no single moment where the money shows up, no headline, no lucky trade. It's a small percentage paid out 4 times a year, quietly bought back into more shares, compounding on top of itself for decades. Here's the problem. Almost nobody actually holds on long enough to see this work. Dividend investing requires two things most investors struggle with: patience and doing nothing. In the first 10 years of any dividend reinvestment strategy, the numbers look unimpressive. Small dividend payments buy a handful of extra shares. It barely moves the needle. It's only in years 20 through 35 that the compounding becomes dramatic, because by then, you're not just earning dividends on your original contributions, you're earning dividends on dividends that were reinvested a decade ago, which bought shares that are now paying their own dividends. Most people quit long before that. They see a market crash and pull out. They see 10 years of nothing happening and assume the strategy doesn't work. They take the dividend cash instead of reinvesting because a little extra money each quarter feels good in the moment. Frank almost did the same thing in 2008 when his balance was cut nearly in half. He told his son later that the only reason he didn't sell was that he genuinely forgot to check his account for almost a year. Ignorance in this one specific case worked in his favor. You don't need to pick individual dividend stocks to benefit from this. A broad index fund that includes dividend-paying companies with automatic dividend reinvestment turned on, often labeled DIRP by brokerages, captures most of this effect without any extra research. If you want to go further, some investors focus specifically on companies known as dividend aristocrats, S&P 500 companies that have increased their dividend payout every single year for at least 25 consecutive years. That's a high bar. It tends to filter towards stable, well-managed businesses, though past consistency is never a guarantee of future performance. Either approach works on the underlying principle. The dividend itself matters less than what you do with it. A dividend you spend is just income. A dividend you reinvest is a compounding machine. This isn't personalized financial advice. Everyone's tax situation, timeline, and risk tolerance is different, and it's worth talking to a licensed financial advisor about your specific numbers. But the historical pattern, verified across a century of market data, is about as consistent as anything in investing gets. Frank retired last year. He still doesn't think of himself as an investor. He thinks of himself as someone who forgot to stop. If you found this useful, next video breaks down the retirement number nobody tells you and why it's not the 1 million figure you've probably heard. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Tell me in the comments, do you have dividend reinvestment turned on in your own accounts? A lot of people don't even realize it's off by default at certain brokerages. Worth checking today. I read every comment.